What's going on, guys? Nick Hellman, aka the Crypto Hitman here, and let's look at the Bitcoin chart. If you tuned into the live show today, what did we talk about? We talked about how tariffs were impacting Bitcoin's price. We were right around here while we were live, going to new highs for the day from $82,000 up to $84,000. And what did I say? I said major overhead resistance at $88,000 or this 300 moving average, and then we'll move into 90 to 91,000 where we need to break above that before we head to all-time highs. Well, after Trump took the podium and talked about tariffs, well, what do you know? At first, the market was absolutely loving it. Bitcoin ripped and roared, even wicking above the 300 moving average to 88,400. Well, what do you know? This is resistance number one. The stock futures, after deeper into the conversation, started to go down. Bitcoin following NASDAQ lower, getting rejected at the overhead resistance, the 300 moving average in the $88,000 range, and has came all the way back down to $82,700. Now, what does this mean for Bitcoin moving forward? Obviously, risk on asset tied to the NASDAQ and to the stock market, which the futures are going down after the speech, which is interesting to me because the idea was reciprocal tariff. So if a country had 50% tariff on us, we were going to have a 50% tariff on them. And actually, I think it is much better, or I thought the market would like it better for longer, because if it is 11% or higher, we are only tariffing them 50% of what they're giving us. So if they tariff us 40%, we're only doing a 20% tariff to them. If they're doing 60% tariffs on us, we're only doing a 30% tariff on them. I don't know how much more fair you can get. And then if it is a 10% or lower tariff, like the UK has a 10% tariff on us, we are matching that with a 10% tariff. There's another country that has a 2.5% tariff. We're matching that with 2.5%. Also, it was discussed that if countries want to come to the negotiation table, if they want to reduce their tariff, we will reduce ours as well. If they want to eliminate the tariff to have absolute free trade, we will do that as well for everybody except for probably China. So, you know, at first, market was loving it, Bitcoin right into the resistance, and all of a sudden, everybody decided, nope, never mind. Now remember, this is just futures, so this is a small group of institutional players that are making that determination. So we'll see what the general market consensus is tomorrow when the market opens, after, you know, all the participants really get to digest what the meeting was about, what was the outcome, and if we see any more countries reaching out saying they're willing to get rid of the tariffs, if the United States will do so as well. We've already seen that with Vietnam, Israel, and potentially Canada that are willing to reduce the tariffs to near zero if the United States will match that reduction or elimination of tariffs as well. So I just wanted to pop on here because if you watched the live show when we were at 82,000, then by the end we were at 84,000, I said we're going to 88,000. That's going to be overhead resistance. Now, did I think it was going to be in this form? Not per se. But it got wicked off the resistance. It's holding these prior lows. We need to see market participants open up the stock markets a little bit green today so this can relieve, get back up to the all-important level of 90 to 91,000. That was major support flip resistance. It's going to be a really hard level to break. But once we break above 90 to 91,000, I think you are going to see an acceleration to the upside and back into six figures for Bitcoin later this year. Peace.